account if you need it, and the ATS scanners love this one. My third best converting template, this one mirrors the last one, but it's got a touch more personality and people tend to like that. At number 2, by far my most popular template. It's super eye-catching, but it still lives in that nice professional space. It's got tons of room for professional branding, and that is key to converting. And coming in at number 1, this is my highest converting template by a landslide. It's not even close. Great layout, lots of branding options, ATS friendly, and it gets people hired like crazy. To access all these templates and their matching cover letters, check out the resume and cover letter bundles in my bio. There is one moment in your career that will have more impact on how much you make throughout the course of your career than any other moment. This is a very slim moment, but I'm going to tell you what to do in this situation so you can maximize your chances of success. After that very sweet moment when the employer offers you the job, before you say yes, there is something really important you need to say first, and that's this. Thank you so much for the offer. I am thrilled to hear. Would you mind emailing me the full offer in writing so I can carefully review the details? I would really appreciate it. This way I can process the full offer, think it through, and get back to you. Would that be alright with you? Now when you say this, you give yourself a bit of time, and at this time you can prepare your counter offer. Also, I'm doing a giveaway of a free resume review to people following here, so if you want a chance to win that, head over here. This is how employers know you use ChatGPT to write your resume. However, if you make these changes, they won't know. They'll just think you're a good writer and a good communicator. First, here are a list of what I call the no-no words. People barely ever use these words. ChatGPT goes to them all the time. So replace those words with these words. Second, ChatGPT loves to use what's called an em dash. It's these double wide dashes in the middle of a sentence. Most of the time, only a professional author knows how to use these, so just replace them with a comma and you'll be fine. Third, you gotta watch out for repetitive sentence structure. It loves to go with something something resulting in something something over and over again. Just vary up the word choice, you'll be fine. Now, there's nothing wrong with using ChatGPT to write your resume, but you gotta make these changes so at least it looks a little different than everyone else's. And if you want to learn more about how to properly use ChatGPT to write your resume, check out my ebook, The ChatGPT Resume. This is a 10 out of 10 resume for someone who's making a career change. And if this isn't you right now, pay attention, because the average person changes careers every 5 to 7 years. First, we have a professional title up top. We're going to call ourselves an enthusiast of the industry that we're trying to enter. Then, to help us get past the ATS scanners, we'll add an areas of expertise section like this. And here we're going to add all the transferable skills we have that are related to this industry. For career highlights, list the 3 things you've done that have best prepared you to make this career transition. Next, if you have some relevant education related to the career you're entering, we're going to add that here and we're going to add bullet points underneath for courses and projects and anything else that's relevant from that program. Down in the experience section, focus on the parts of your job that were most relevant to the industry you're aiming for. Then add any relevant technical skills. For the cover letter, just pick your 5 best transferable skills and elaborate on them like this. For the rest of the cover letter, you can pretty much use this word for word. For more help on this, check out my brand new resume and cover letter bundle. The link is in my... There are some huge risks to negotiating your salary when you get a job offer. Most frequently, if you're successful in this negotiation and you get the higher salary, you immediately become the first layoff target if times get tight. Also, things could get awkward. You could ruin the relationship with the new employer before you even start working there. And if you negotiate too aggressively, the offer could get pulled altogether. Honestly, you'd have to be quite a snake for that to happen, but it's happened. Now, if you want to politely ask for a modest salary bump, that's totally fine. Here's a simple script I would use to ask for just a little bit more. And if you want to get more job offers, check out my free resume writing course. Check out all my resume resources over in my bio. The following job interview question is a trap. And it might not feel like a trap, so you have to be very careful. The question is, tell us about a time you resolved a conflict with a coworker. They might as well be asking, do you have any red flags? Do people hate you? Are you a jerk? So what does a careful answer to this question sound like? I will show you. But first I want to tell you about my free job interview prep course on YouTube. I linked it over here. Check it out. So the best story to tell to answer this question hits 3 requirements. 1, it's got to be a story in which we were not the bad guy. But 2, we also can't be trash talking our coworker. That's going to look just as bad. So ideally, it's something where you disagreed on a work strategy and no one was being mean to each other. And then the best answer to this question always includes this part. I pulled the person aside and privately asked them to explain their perspective, and then I shared my perspective. Here's a sample answer. You can take a screenshot of this for later. And go check out my free interview course. There is one thing that determines a candidate's success during a job interview more than anything else. Because everyone who gets invited to the job interview is deemed capable of doing the job. We're on equal footing. We need to set ourselves apart at this point. And this one interview prep trick can determine whether or not you land the job. Before I share that tip, all my interview prep advice is available in this free job interview prep course on my YouTube. So here's what you do. Read through the job posting and highlight every time they say something you'll do in the job. Then for each of these skills highlighted, we're going to turn those into a question using the tell us about a time method. Like, tell us about a time you managed a social media strategy. Then if you prep answers to each of those questions, you are golden. Fixing the worst resume bullets I've ever seen. Stock shelves becomes distributed 2,000 plus units of inventory per day, maintaining a high degree of accuracy to eliminate sales interruptions. Provided customer service becomes delivered exceptional service to 200 plus customers per day, building brand loyalty and providing support with wayfinding, product information, and purchase processing. And scheduling meetings becomes coordinated complex calendars for 20 plus staff and managers, overseeing meeting logistics to ensure adequate time to discuss critical business decisions. For a formula on how to write your own badass bullet points, check out my free ebook, 54 Badass Bullet Points for Your Resume, linked in my bio. Hey boss, we're not getting many applicants for this job. Should we raise the salary? No, we'll sell them on the culture. We have a culture? Yeah, we have a wonderful cutting edge culture. I don't think people say cutting edge anymore. But what exactly is our culture? We have yoga classes in the office. Okay, yeah, once a month we do allow people to exercise on their lunch break instead of eating their lunch. And we have the beer card on Thursdays. How is giving someone a $3 beer once a week culture? Also, we're like a family here. Is that why you always guilt me into spending time here on weekends? We have unlimited PTO. That just means we have to ask permission every single time we want to take a day off, and if we quit, we're not entitled to a payout. We even let people bring their dogs to the office. Didn't you come up with that policy so people wouldn't have to leave work early to take care of those dogs? I just don't get why more people aren't applying. Well, can we try raising the salary? No, if we pay more, I get less. At least I understand why now. If you struggle with what to say when you're negotiating your salary, listen up. I have a simple 2-sentence script that has been extremely effective in helping people up their salaries by thousands of dollars a year for their entire career. So hiring managers do not want you to know this, but they have a budget of how much they can pay you for this job, and it's above what they offered you initially. As long as you ask for a salary that's below that top budget, they're going to be fine with it. It's a win for them, it's a win for you. But we don't need to convince them why we deserve this increase, we just need to ask for something that's in their budget. So all you have to say is this. Sentence 1, thank you so much for the offer. I'm very excited at the